Disclaimer: this video addresses heavy subjects, such as suicide and murder. If you are sensitive to these topics, I suggest you to do not watch this video. I also don't recommend this video for people below 16 years old. You've been warned. I know, when you clicked in this video, you were expecting the title to be a clickbait. But I'm sorry to inform, but a clickbait it is not. I do strongly believe this is the darkest album cover in history, and you will understand why. Also, I won't show any pictures of said album cover, because I don't want 𝕸𝖆𝖗𝖘𝖍𝖆𝖑𝖘 to go after this video. I know this probably won't help much, but at least I can try. The idea of this video is to share this macabre piece of musical trivia, and not to traumatize anybody. If you are even just slightly familiar with Norwegian black metal, then it's probably no surprise that this video is about an album cover from this genre, since it is famous for its relation with Satanism, murders, misanthropy, and the members of these bands are often straight up evil people. And one of the most infamous bands of this already extremely ominous circle is Mayhem. And one of the most notorious proofs of that is the album cover of their 1995 bootleg live album Dawn of the Black Hearts, and the story surrounding it. For me to actually tell the content of this album cover, I need to introduce you to two people. Real name Per Olin, but mostly known by his stage name 𝕑𝖆𝖗, and Øystein Aarseth, known by the stage name Euronymous. Both were members of Mayhem. 𝕑𝖆𝖗 was the lead singer, and Euronymous was the band leader and guitarist. Just as a clarification, 𝕑𝖆𝖗 was extremely important for the band. He might have been the overall third vocalist of the band, but he was the first with actual staying power on the vocals. And he was also the pioneer of corpse painting, which is a common practice on the genre, where the members paint their faces with black and white so they look similar to corpses. And believe it or not, this is relevant. As stated by band member 𝐾𝖍𝖆, he, 𝕑𝖆𝖗, didn't see himself as a human. He saw himself as a creature from another world. He said he had many visions, that his blood has frozen in his veins, that he was dead. That is the reason he took that name. He knew he would die. Which leads many people to believe he had Cotard delusion, which is a condition where the person believes his own body is a corpse, even if he didn't have the diagnosis. This wasn't helped by the fact that he was seriously depressed. So, I think you all know where this is going. Well, I'm going to try to put this in the most amiable way possible. Imagine I am dead, and this is a gunshot bullet. Yeah, he took the easy way out in the house he lived in together with the other members of the band. Which of course meant soon enough the other members would find out. And the first one to do so was Euronymous. That when he saw the scene, he did the most logical thing, and called the police. But before that he went to a store, bought a camera, and took a few photos of 𝕑𝖆𝖗's body. And one of these pictures taken is the image featured in the cover of Dawn of the Black Hearts. The image is available all over the internet, so you can check it out if you want. But I warn you that nothing is censored. It's a very gruesome and heavy picture to look at. The album itself is apparently pretty good. I haven't listened to it because that's not my style of music, but I read some reviews, and based on those, the quality of the recordings are terrible. But if you manage to ignore that and actually pay attention to the music, this is one of their best performances. Despite the incident happening in '91, and the live recording of the album happening a year prior, Dawn of the Black Hearts was only released in '95. In between this time, a lot happened for the band. In '94, the band released their official debut album, and in '93, Euronymous was murdered by the bassist of the band, 𝕑𝖆𝖗𝖘𝖍𝖆𝖑. You might recognize this picture because it became a meme for a brief moment back in like early 2010s. And that picture is actually the reaction 𝕑𝖗𝖃𝖍𝖆𝖗 had when he was found guilty not only for the murder, but also for arson in churches. Allegedly, he killed Euronymous because Euronymous himself was planning on killing him. And while I was editing this video, I found out that another member of the band, 𝕑𝖃𝑟𝑜_𝑏𝑢𝑡𝑐ℎ𝑒𝑟, wanted to murder Euronymous too. Damn, this guy must be so loved. Yeah, that story is very dark, and remains to this day as one of the darkest events not only in the history of black metal, but also in the history of music. And while this is easily the most controversial thing Mayhem did, it's far from being the only incident related to the band. Another notable one is that during a concert in 2003, the band almost killed a fan by accident after throwing a severed sheep head in the crowd.
Wow!
By the way, If you want to listen to the album, but you don't want to look at this friendly cover, I have some good news. In 2017, the album was reissued with the name Live in Sarpsborg, with an album cover that I can actually show in this video. Here we go! And while the quality of the audio in this version is still not the best, it's definitely an improvement from the original. So if you are a fan of this kind of music, go for it. It's not guaranteed that you're gonna like it, but it's certainly a piece of history there, even if it's a really ominous one.